Hey bro, have you heard of a TOT?
Tears of the Kingdom,
The Legend of Zelda.
Tears of the Kingdom is the best and the worst game of all time. Let me explain. One day, a man wakes up and his name is Shigeru Miyamoto. He decides to make a game about a man running around in a green shirt poking things with his powerful stick. He releases this game and it goes really well. In fact, so well, he decided to make 18 other games. However, the 19th game is where things got interesting. The success that this game has shown is unlike anything from the Zelda franchise, let alone Nintendo altogether. In less than a month, Tears of the Kingdom has sold over 10 million copies and generated over $70 million in revenue. Not only did Tears of the Kingdom build upon and refine the factors that made Breath of the Wild the most blatantly obvious game of the year in 2017,
Game of the year goes to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
it also became the most unironically spectacular game of all time. I've determined a few factors that have made this game so amazing through very constructive research.
I'm gonna come for you.
Whoa, you gonna?
Yes.
I'm looking for Timmy. Timmy. Oh my god, Goatman, go
The biggest factor by far of the game's success is creativity. This is in the form of the Fuse and the Ultra Hand abilities. Nintendo has made almost every object in the world able to be interacted with, whether that's building some sort of device or vehicle, or making a new powerful weapon. Breath of the Wild already completely revolutionized the open world industry by taking a fresh new take on the genre and turning it upside down. What I mean by this is implementing things that no other producer had ever thought about. First of all, the sheer magnitude of the terrain is insane. With this game, it has introduced two new dimensions into the map, the sky and the depths. With all of this new terrain added, you can barely go 5 minutes without seeing something interesting to do, whether that be a new map, a side quest, a shrine, a tower, and the list goes on. It isn't just the sheer magnitude of the terrain, it is also the mind-boggling long list of how you can creatively interact with it. All the mechanics, visuals, enemies, puzzles are all new and have never been seen before. This is definitely a one-of-a-kind game. And the overarching reason this game has done so well is because it fixed all of Breath of the Wild's problems. The story is significantly better, there is so much more variety in terms of sheer things to do, and a ton of other small tweaks. Tears of the Kingdom is one of those rare games where you can get completely engrossed for hours within its world, story, mechanics, and overall its feel and environment. But that's where the well of positivity seems to run dry. My biggest gripe by far is the changes made within the game. I'm not saying the changes themselves are the problem. In fact, I'm saying quite the opposite. All these changes are not backed with an explanation. For example, all the Sheikah technology, things like towers, shrines, and the divine beasts have all disappeared without a trace. Normally, I would be absolutely fine with this, granted there was a reasonable explanation of their disappearance. Additionally, it isn't just the Sheikah tech, it's also the Zona and the new bosses, the constructs, and all the Sky Islands. There are so many things that are different from Breath of the Wild that aren't explained why they are different. A highly debated problem about Breath of the Wild was its performance, which begs the question of performance within Tears of the Kingdom. If you've played Tears of the Kingdom for any stretch of time, whether that be 5 minutes or 5 hours, you will very easily see how badly this game is optimized. The highest frame rate you can get on the Switch is 30 FPS, but a lot of the time it can drop way lower than this. Now the biggest problem by far has absolutely nothing to do with opinion and is completely objective. This problem is huge and was already seen with the release of Breath of the Wild. It was too good. More specifically, mechanics were too good. The biggest and most well-known example of this is Genshin Impact. The developers blatantly copied all the mechanics within Breath of the Wild, and it did not age well. It gained an incredible amount of negative attention specifically for this reason, people going so far as smashing consoles in protest. Now, what does this have to do with Tears of the Kingdom? Well, the answer is that the game's success is unlike anything within the franchise, meaning that this problem is only going to escalate. Other producers will make knockoffs of the knockoffs, and other producers will make knockoffs of the knockoffs, and the cycle will endlessly repeat itself until there is no turning back. Introducing NordVPN, the biggest, safest, and most reliable VPN in the world. Now, what is a VPN? VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. In English, it encrypts your connection to the internet through their local servers, meaning you can get faster Wi-Fi speeds and smoother connections than you would ever get with regular Wi-Fi. Where I live, my Netflix kinda sucks, and I can't even watch my favorite show, Teletubbies. What the f***? Who wrote this sh**? But in 3 clicks, I literally get teleported to Germany. And that's not all. It gives cyber protection from any hacker that might want to access your data for a limited time only. If you click the link in the description, you'll get 63% off your first plan. So what are you waiting for? Download NordVPN today.